Good afternoon, dear children. I hope you completed all the previous notes and classes. At present, we are discussing the lesson Force and Laws of Motion. So, we are going to the last topic of this lesson. Then, before going to that topic, let us recall the points that we studied in this lesson. First, we studied what are force and what are the effects of force. Then we discussed about the laws of motion. First law, what is inertia, types of inertia and applications in our day-to-day life. Then we discussed about second law of motion and expression for force. Then what are the applications of second law of motion in our daily life. Then we discussed about third law and applications, and also we discussed about what are the applications of third law in our daily life and recoil of gun. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about the last topic of this lesson, that is conservation of momentum. Okay, so before explaining conservation of momentum, you have to study the topic momentum. What is meant by momentum? Okay, I think the previous class we already studied what is momentum. Okay, so what is momentum? Momentum. Momentum is represented by the letter P. Okay, momentum is a physical quantity which defined as the product of mass and velocity. So how can we write momentum? P is equal to mass into velocity. And momentum is a physical quantity, I told you, which is the product of mass and velocity. Since velocity is a vector quantity, this momentum also a vector quantity. Next, let us see what is the SI unit of momentum. What is the SI unit of momentum? What is the SI unit of momentum? We know the SI unit of mass is kilogram and the SI unit of velocity is meter per second. SI unit of velocity is meter per second. So we can write the SI unit of momentum is kilogram meter per second. So what is the SI unit of momentum? Kilogram meter per second. Okay. So I hope you got a clear idea regarding momentum. Okay. Next, let us consider if an object is of mass, if an object of mass m moving with an initial velocity u and final velocity v, then what is its initial momentum? The initial momentum is written by mu, that is mass into initial velocity. Okay, then what is its final momentum? Final momentum is equal to mass into final velocity, m into v. Okay, so you should keep these things in your mind. Then next we are going to see what is conservation of momentum. What is the meaning of conservation? That is remains unchanged. There is no change in the momentum. So we are going to study the topic conservation of momentum. Today we are going to discuss conservation of momentum. Okay. Conservation of momentum. Okay. Let us consider two masses m1 and m2. That is two masses m1 and m2. m1 and m2 are the two masses, and these two masses are moving along a straight line with a uniform initial velocity u. Okay, that is u1 and u2 are the corresponding initial velocity of these two objects. Okay. So after a time interval t, what happened now? These two objects m1 and m2 collide each other because the velocity, what is the condition? u1, velocity u1 is greater than u2. when u1 is greater than u2, after a time interval t, these two masses collide each other. Okay. After collision, this m1 is moving with a velocity, mass m1 is moving with a velocity v1, and mass m2 is moving with a velocity v2. Okay. So there is no external force acting on this body. Listen. m1 and m2 are the two objects moving with an initial velocities u1 and u2. After a time interval t, these two objects collide with each other, and after collision, v1 is the corresponding velocity of m1 and v2 is the velocity of the mass m2. Okay. So, from these, what can we understand? When collision, this m1 acts a force on m2. Let it be F1. What is F1? F1 is the force acting on the body m2 by the mass m1. At the same time, m2 also exerts a force on m1. That force is called as F2. So F1 and F2 are the two forces. Okay. Then, according to third law of motion, what we studied, this is an action and another one is the reaction. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Okay. So how can we write this one? These two forces are equal in magnitude and opposite in their direction. So F1 is equal to minus F2. What can we write? F1 is equal to minus F2. Okay. So up to this what we told, I am going to clean the board. M1 and M2 are the two objects moving with an initial velocity u1 and u2. And after a time interval t, this m1 and m2 collide each other, and then it moving with a velocity, m1 moving with a velocity v1 and m2 is moving with a velocity v2. Okay. Then what we studied, when the collision, m1 exerts a force on m2, that is F1, and m2 exerts a force on m1, that is called F2. According to third law of motion, F1 is equal to minus F2. What does it mean? These forces are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Okay. So, keep in your mind, F1 is equal to minus F2. What I wrote? F1 is equal to minus F2. U1, U2, T, V1 and what is the mass of V2. Okay. So here according to second law of motion, what we can write? This is according to third law. Then according to second law, what can we write here? According to second law, we can write F1 is equal to M1 into, what is that? What is the this change in momentum here? What is the change in momentum? M1 moving with an initial velocity u1 and final velocity v1. So M1 into change in momentum v1 minus u1 the whole divided by t. Okay. The same way, what is F2? M2 into V2, that is the velocity, final velocity of M2 is V2 and initial velocity is U2. So V2 minus U2 the whole divided by T. Okay. So F1 is equal to M1 into V1 minus U1 by T and F2 is equal to M2 into V2 minus U2 divided by T. So what is our first relation? What is the relation 1? F1 is equal to minus F2. So we can substitute these F1 and F2 in equation number 1. Okay, F1 and F2 in equation number 1. See what will happen. Here what can we write here? That is F1 is equal to M1 into V1 minus U1 the whole divided by T, which is equal to minus of F2, that is minus into M2 into V2 minus U2 the whole divided by T. Okay. So these T cancels each other. Then what we will get it as, we can open the bracket here. That is M1 V1 minus M1 U1 is equal to minus of. Okay, minus of. Here we can open the bracket. What can we write it as? M2 V2 minus M2 U2. Okay. So we can open this, we can multiply with this minus. So minus M2 V2, then minus into minus plus. Minus into minus becomes plus. So M2 V2 plus M2 U2. Next step, what will come? M1 V1 minus M1 U1 is equal to minus M2 V2 plus M2 U2. Okay. So we will get like this. Then I am going to rub the top area. Then what will happen? Again we can simplify or rearrange this one. Okay, rearrange this equation. M1 U1, what can we write? We can write that as initial momentums together and final momentum one side. So which is final momentum, what is M1 V1. Okay, then what is the next momentum? Final momentum minus M2 V2. This minus M2 V2, when it is coming to this side, the symbols become, or the sign become plus. So that is M1 V1 plus M2 V2 is equal to, then what is there? Here one is plus M2 U2 here minus M1 U1. So I am going to take this minus M1 U1 to that side. So it will become plus. So what I can write here? M2 U2 plus M1 U1. Okay. So is there any speciality for this? Can you see? What is this M1 V1? M1 V1 is the final momentum of the mass M1. And M2 V2 is the final momentum of the mass M2. So what is this part? This is sum of final momentum. Final momentum I wrote here T. Sum of final momentum here. Okay, sum of final momentum. Then here it is sum of initial momentum. Okay, so M2 U2 is the initial momentum of the mass M2 and M1 U1 is the initial momentum of the mass M1. So this is the sum of initial momentum. What is this? Sum of initial momentum. Okay. So what we've calculated now? What can you got from this equation? Sum of final momentum is equal to sum of initial momentum. So we can write that is sum of initial momentum is equal to sum of final momentum. So what happened to here? The total momentum of this system should be conserved. So here it is initial momentum means momentum of the first object, momentum of the second object before collision. So the sum of momentum before collision is equal to the sum of momentum after collision. Sum of momentum after collision. So here it is, this is the initial momentum. Here it is final momentum, this is initial momentum. If you want, you can rewrite the equation or rearrange the equation and we can write like this. M1 U1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. So what can we write? This is the sum of initial momentum and this is the sum of final momentum. So here this is the sum of momentum before collision and this is the sum of momentum after collision. So what can you understood from here? The sum of momentum of a system remains unchanged or conserved, or total momentum of a system is conserved or remains unchanged. That is, the sum of momentum before collision is equal to sum of momentum after collision. Okay, or the sum of initial momentum is equal to the sum of final momentum. So this is known as law of conservation of momentum, or it is the conservation of momentum. Okay, so you can
conservation of momentum. Conservation means no change. So conservation of momentum means no change in the momentum. That is, momentum does not change or the momentum remains constant over time. Conservation of momentum is mostly used to describe the collision between the objects. So, the important points that we are going to discuss are: first one, the conservation of momentum is only applicable to an isolated system of objects. Then what is an isolated system? It is a system that is not acted upon by an external force. Such a system is called an isolated system. Okay. Then in this theory, we are not going to consider any unbalanced force. So let us explain the theory. Let us consider two masses, that is A and B are the two masses, and mass of A is ma and mass of B is mb. These two masses are moving along a straight line with an initial velocity ua and ub respectively. Then after a time interval t, these two masses collides each other and the mass ma acts a force on mb. At the same time, the mass mp acts a force on ma. These two forces are Fa and Fb respectively. Then it's moving with a final velocity Va and Vb. Then in the case of object A, let the mass of the object is ma and its initial velocity is ua. Then initial momentum before collision is equal to ma into ua. Next, the final momentum of the object ma is equal to ma into va. Then change in momentum is equal to ma va minus ma ua. Then ma is common for these two terms. So ma into va minus ua is equal to change in momentum. Then according to second law of motion, the force is proportional to the rate of change of momentum. Okay, then in the case of A, the force Fa is equal to ma into Va minus Ua the whole divided by T, because force is proportional to rate of change of momentum. In the case of B, let its mass is mb and it is moving with an initial velocity ub, then initial momentum before collision is equal to mb into ub. The same way, the object is moving with a final velocity vb, then change in so final momentum is equal to mb vb. Then change in momentum is equal to mb vb minus mb ub. Then mb is common for both the terms, so mp into vb minus ub is the change in momentum. Okay, then here also, according to the second law of motion, the force is proportional to the rate of change of momentum. Then in the case of B, that is the force Fb is equal to mb into vb minus ub the whole divided by t. Then during collision, when they collide each other, according to Newton's third law of motion, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. We already told MA acts a force FA on MB, and MB exerts a force on MA, that is FB. So according to third law, we can write FA is equal to minus FB. We know that FA is equal to MA into VA minus UA the whole divided by T, which is equal to minus FB, minus of MB into VB minus UB the whole divided by T. So here T cancels each other. Then we can write MAVA minus MAUA is equal to minus MBVB plus MBUB. So minus into minus, that is minus into minus MBUB becomes plus. That is MAVA plus MBVB is equal to MAUA plus MBUB. Okay. So here you can see what is MAVA, that is the final momentum of the object A, and MBVB is the final momentum of the ball B. Okay, so the first part is the sum of momentum after collision, which is equal to what is MAUA? Initial momentum of the ball A, and MPUB is the initial momentum of the ball B. So this part is total momentum before collision. So what is law of conservation of momentum? The total momentum after collision is equal to total momentum before collision. That is, the total momentum of the system remains unchanged or conserved provided no other external force acts on the system. So here is the summary. The point number 1, conservation of momentum is used to describe collision between the objects. Second point, total momentum of the system remains same, and this is called law of conservation of momentum. Please go through the notes. Force and laws of motion, part 15, topic conservation of momentum. Conservation of momentum. Let us consider two objects of masses m1 and m2 are moving along a straight line at different initial velocities u1 and u2. There are no external unbalanced force acting on them. u1 greater than u2. These two masses collide after a time interval t. Instead of this m1, m2, you can use ma, mb, etc. the mass m1 exerts a force F1 on mass m2 and the mass m2 exerts a force F2 on the mass m1. According to third law of motion, these two forces are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Then, according to second law, F1 is equal to m1 into v1 minus u1 the whole divided by t, and F2 is equal to m2 into v2 minus u2 the whole divided by t. According to second law, no, not according to third law. Okay, according to second law. Then according to third law of motion, F1 is equal to minus F2. That is m1 v1 minus m1 u1. Sorry, m1 into v1 minus u1 the whole divided by t is equal to minus m2 into v2 minus u2 the whole divided by t, which is equal to m1 v1 minus m1 u1 is equal to minus m2 v2 minus m2 u2. Here t cancels each other. Okay. Then again m1 v1 minus m1 u1 is equal to minus m2 v2 plus m2 u2, because minus into minus m2 u2 becomes plus. Then m1 v1 plus m2 v2 is equal to m2 u2 plus m1 v1. Here m1 u1 and m2 u2 are the initial momenta of the masses m1 and m2, and m2 u2 and m2 v2 are the final momenta of the masses m1 and m2. Here, as a result of this experiment, the sum of momenta of two objects before collision is equal to the sum of momenta after collision, provided there is no external unbalanced force acting on them. This is called the law of conservation of momentum. That is, the total momentum of the two objects is unchanged or conserved by the collision. Then let us see one problem. A bullet of mass 20 gram is horizontally fired with a velocity of 150 meter per second from a pistol of mass 2 kilogram. What is the recoil velocity of the pistol? Let us see the given data. We have the mass of the bullet m1 is equal to 20 gram, which is equal to 0.02 kilogram, because gram is converted into kilogram by dividing with 1000. Then mass of the pistol is equal to m2, which is equal to 2 kilogram. Then initial velocities of the bullet and pistol is u1 and u2, and what is its initial velocity? It becomes 0. Then final velocity of the bullet is equal to v1, and which is given, that is 150 meter per second. Then the recoil velocity of the pistol is equal to v2. So what we want to find out, what is the recoil velocity? So the recoil velocity is v2. Then which equation can we use? We can use the equation for conservation of momentum. So here is the calculation. Initial momentum of the bullet is equal to m1 u1, that is m1 is equal to 0.02 kilogram into u1 is equal to 0. So initial momentum of the bullet equal to 0, and initial momentum of the pistol also equal to 0, because u2 is equal to 0. Then final momentum of the bullet m1 v1, which is equal to 0.02 kilogram into 150 meter per second, which is equal to 3 kilogram meter per second. Then final momentum of the pistol. So there m2 v2. m2 we know what is its value, 2 kilogram, but v2 we don't know. So 2 kilogram into V2. Then we can equate by using conservation of momentum. Okay. So here according to conservation of momentum, m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Then we know the first term and second term becomes 0 because u1 and u2 are 0. Initial velocity becomes 0. Then m1 v1 plus m2 v2 is equal to 0. We know what is m1 v1 final momentum of the bullet. We already find out, which is equal to 3. So 3 plus m2 v2 equal to 0. Then m2 v2 is equal to minus 3 kilogram meter per second. Then v2 is equal to 3 by 2, which is equal to minus 1.5 meter per second. Recoil velocity of the gun is equal to minus 1.5 meter per second. The negative sign indicates the direction in which the pistol would recoil is opposite to that of bullet. This is the last part of this lesson. Next exam will be a unit test. So you have to prepare well and score a good marks. And the same way many problems are there in the textbook, and solve the problems. Then I will upload the answer keys of all textual question answers in the parent eye. Please go through the question answers and correct yourself. Okay. Then here are the worksheet questions. Complete the questions and send to me. Worksheet: with the help of an example, explain conservation of momentum. Second question: if action is always equal to reaction, explain how a horse can pull a cart. Third question: from a rifle of mass 4 kg, a bullet of mass 50 gram is fired with an initial velocity of 35 meter per second. Calculate the initial recoil velocity of the rifle. Okay. So complete the notes and send to me. Thank you children. Have a nice day.